Hi everyone and welcome to TPG's World. It's the 27th of February 2018 and as you see I'm home from the hospital. But I know a lot of people want to know what happened and everything, and I apologize guys, I look like crap, but you know I've been in a hospital. But let me explain to everybody what happened. Alright, so as everybody knows, I was on antibiotics for my ear and I was having some problems with the first batch, so I got some new ones on Saturday, and on over the weekend I was having a little bit of stomach issues, not much but just a little bit of stomach issues. And then on Saturday Saturday night, I was judging the contest and everything, and my stomach was kind of hurting a little bit. I had done my live stream during the day and my stomach was still hurting a little bit. I was having a little bit of I don't hate these, but a little bit of diarrhea, but not much, just, just a little bit. But on Sunday, when I got up, I was feeling really like crappy all night, and I went to eat with my dad, and I went to Waffle House, and then I came home and I did that live stream with Doug, and by the time I was done with that, y'all, it felt like there was a rock in my stomach, like just a big boulder. It was so painful, I could barely move. And I went and I laid down on the couch, and I was just feeling really bad. And so I tried to get comfortable. I couldn't get comfortable. I finally came and got in my bed, found a position between me and my pooches that I could get comfortable. I laid there for a little while. I got up and I went to play practice. And then I knew after play practice I had to come home and judge S. Adams' competition for the third night. Which, by the way, from the bottom of my heart, I owe him a big apology, to him and the contestants and to the other judges. I am so sorry. I am so sorry I didn't get to finish it out. I'm not that kind of person. So please accept my humblest apology. But let me tell you what happened. So during play practice, it felt like I could barely walk. Like I had to stay seated, and then I'd try to go to the bathroom. I couldn't go. I'd just be able to go just a little bit. So I thought maybe I was constipated by this time or whatever. I was just feeling so bad. Well, as soon as I got home from play practice, I walked in the door, I started throwing up. Well, I contacted S. Adams, and he was gracious enough to say, "Don't worry about it, man, we got you." I was watching Big Brother, I kept throwing up. I said, "Lord, I got to figure out something, something's going on here, I got to figure this out." Well, my one roommate had gone to bed, my father was in bed, so by 10 o'clock at night, I guess, I was so miserable I could barely walk. My other roommate come in and he said, "Well, I can take you to the hospital, but I can't bring you back because I got to work in the morning." So I'm thinking, oh, Jesus. So finally I called my little brother Greg, and he came and took me to the hospital. God bless his soul. So I'm driving, and I've had this conversation earlier in the day already with Debbie Davis and Tracy Plans, and they're telling me, that it might be an impact or it could be anything, serious things. So I don't really know what's going on, and first, originally, I was just going to go to bed and just be done with it. Just be like, I'll go to bed, it'll be fine in the morning, whatever. So I got to the hospital, and we got to the hospital a little after, I guess, right at 11, maybe right at about 11:30. And they take me back, and now this is where it gets crazy, y'all. They take me back, and the nurse comes in, she says, "I'll be with you in a minute." And no one comes back for like 2 hours. 2 hours, there's no one. So finally, this little male nurse comes in, and he takes my vitals and stuff, and I could hear across the way, there's a lady who obviously is not very happy, and she's complaining. Well, my nurse comes back, and she's had gone on her lunch break or whatever, and so the lady across the way, as soon as my nurse comes back, she is to go step in my room, the lady calls for her, and she spends 3 hours literally letting this nurse have it about all the ways that she's just not happy with her experience in the hospital, blah, blah. In the meantime, I'm dying. So the doctor comes in, this lady doctor, and she tells me they're going to run some tests. So I'm laying there, I'm just in pain, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? This hurts so bad. I'm going to the bathroom like every 2 seconds, trying so hard to go to the bathroom. I just thought, if I go to the bathroom, I'll be done with this and I can just go home. Well, it didn't happen. So finally, after 3 hours, and this is not exaggeration, of that lady reaming the nurse out, she was able to come get to me. This is now like 3 in the morning. Well, they came to do the test on me, and they took me into that room and went to do a CAT scan on me, and when they injected me with the dye, I threw up everywhere. And I'm sorry this is so graphic, guys, but I'm just letting you know what happened. Apparently, I'm allergic to the dye. My father is as well, so I didn't know this, but I mean, it was awful, and I just felt so bad. I was like in tears. I was apologizing to this poor woman that had to clean up this mess, because I was just so, I was like, oh God, this is so bad. I would never want this to happen and wish this upon anybody. So I felt so bad that this lady had to clean up my mess. She was like, don't worry about it, sweetie, don't worry about it. So they did the test, and after they did the test, they wheeled me back in. I'm laying there, and I fall asleep. And the nurse, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, well, it was about 5. The doctor comes in, and she says, you have an appendicitis. We have to do an emergency surgery. I said, what? She said, you have to do an emergency surgery. Well, y'all, I flipped, and I'm not going to lie, because those of you that don't know, my mother and brother both died from complications of surgery. And I know I haven't spoke a lot on their deaths, and I am planning on doing videos about that soon so you'll understand a little bit more. So the first thing I think is, hell no, I'm not having surgery. So I'm flipping to the point of just having a panic attack. So they're like, too bad, you're going to have surgery. So I'm laying there, and they come in, and they're like, well, you know, we'll be able to get you a room, but it's going to be later, but we're going to do this surgery first thing in the morning. So I guess about 6:30, they come and say, we're not going to get your room, we're just going to wheel you straight in, take you straight into surgery, we got to get you in there. So they go to wheel me, they said, never mind, now we're taking you to a room. So I said, you know what, I don't care where you get me, just get me somewhere, let me get comfortable, let me go to sleep. I've had 0 sleep now, I'm exhausted, you know, I guess I'm obviously not going to work now, this is crazy. So I got in there, and I got comfortable, and they came in, and, you know, they got me going, and they were really great once I got up on the floor, they really were. They got my vitals going, they got medicine going, everything got me started. They came in and said, we're not going to do your surgery till in the morning. Now, here's the only part I didn't like. By this time, I'd had no food or nothing to drink. So my mouth was so incredibly dry. My lips were so incredibly chapped. I was just begging for something to drink, and they were like, no, we can't. So they gave me this, like, cotton swab that you dip in, you, like, rub it on your lips. It was, like, teasing me. I was like, no, this is ridiculous. So I was thinking, how am I going to hold off till 2 o'clock? By this time, my mouth felt like I had 50,000 cotton balls in it. It was just awful, awful, y'all. So I got in, and so they come back down, and they said, we're going to do your surgery in the morning about 11 o'clock or 11:30. I said, awesome, awesome. So the surgeon came down, and he spoke to me, and he was awesome. Awesome. He knew that I was very upset. He talked very good to me. He explained a lot. He told me there were 2 options. Either I could have it taken out, or I could, you know, take these antibiotics and hope that it got better. But he said that it was severely infected, and it needed to come out. And he said if I did the second option, there was a big chance that it would probably rupture. Oh, hang on. It would probably rupture, and I would end up in a worse situation than I already was in. So I decided, well, I have not much choice. I'm going to have this surgery. But he was so calm, and he had a great bedside manner. He was just really, really cool. So he came in, so I go in, and I'm waiting. My dad, by this time, has gotten there with me. My dad's been there for a while with me. And we're sitting there, and so they come in, they get me, and they wheel me down for surgery. They come in and say, oh, let me back up. They come in and say, oh, we're going to do the surgery earlier. And by this time, I'm like, you know what, I don't care when you do it, just do it. So they wheel me in earlier, and they take me down, and, you know, I had to prep and everything, and they take me in. And when I got down to the room, the surgeon had decided that he had told everybody on his staff that I was really, really freaked out and had a lot of anxiety about it, and my mom and brother had passed away through this. So they were so incredibly nice. They were very, very calming. They were speaking about, you know, this is a normal procedure. People have, you know, they have appendicitis operations all the time. It's easy. It's like 45 minutes. It's like 2 hours max, whatever. So, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm chilling, whatever. By this time, I'm hooked up to everything. I'm just thinking, Lord, just let me go. You know, I just want to go to sleep. That's all I wanted. So I guess I fell asleep, because when I woke up, I was in recovery. And all I remember is waking up in recovery and saying, is this heaven? Did I die? And the lady laughed, and she said, no, honey. Well, I got put back in my room, and the rest of the day, and yesterday I actually felt really good. I didn't feel a lot of pain. I didn't feel anything. But they had me on a clear liquids diet, and I didn't care. The first thing I wanted was something to drink, like water, tea. I didn't care. I just wanted something to drink. I didn't take any pain medicines yesterday because I wanted to be kind of coherent and see what I could handle and everything, and people were calling me and texting me, and, you know, I had all these things going on. I had to figure out what I was going to do about work, and the doctor by this time told me that, you know, I'm not going to be able to work for 2 to 3 weeks and go from there, and, you know, so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, got to figure out that. So I just wanted to be a little coherent. So I was able to urinate, but I still was not able to have a bowel movement or anything yet. So I go in there, and so late last night, after everybody had left and everything was cool and calm, whatever, I laid down. And I laid down for a little while, and I asked the nurse to give me some painkillers because Debbie Davis by this time was like, you need to take your pain meds, TPG. So I took them, and they made me really relaxed. They had me on morphine, y'all, and I'm telling you, as I said today, I was higher than Amy Winehouse on a good day. And I was out and about, and then throughout the night I was up and off. But when I woke up this morning, y'all, I felt like I'd been hit by a car. And the doctor had come, let me back up a second, guys, I'm sorry. The doctor had come in earlier in the night, right before he left for the day, and told me that he probably would not be sending me home today because of how badly my appendix was affected. And he said when he took it out, it actually broke in his hand. He said it would depend on my diet, things like that. So when I woke up this morning, I wasn't running any fever, and they were checking my fever every like hour and a half, 2 hours. They were checking my blood sugar, my blood pressure, everything, to see if there was any chances of an infection. And as you see, I have had to buy a thermometer to monitor my own temperature and that kind of thing. So basically, this morning, the nurse comes in. She's like, you know, let's looked at my wound. It was okay. It was cool. No problems. I have not had any fever by this time. Nothing was changing. So she talked to the doctor, and they were able to give me a full diet, because before I was on a clear liquids diet, and that sucked. So I ordered some breakfast. I was able to keep that down. Had some visitors come. Ordered lunch. Was able to keep that down. So by this time I'm thinking, do I want to go? Do I want to stay? Whatever. And I was like, you know what? Either way, I just want to do what's best for my body, what's best for me. So my dad was there with me, and the doctor shows me about 1 o'clock, and he's like, all right. So he looks at me and everything. He's like, all right, we're going to discharge you, which shocked me because I didn't think they were. But he said, you know, I wasn't showing any signs of infection or something. Gave me some really strong antibiotics. He's like, you have to follow these exactly as written, blah, blah, blah. I said, no problem. So I got out, and y'all, after I left, it was just one thing after another. It was like I had to go to Walmart and get the medication. They didn't have my insurance information. I didn't have my insurance card. They had to call CVS. I was in such pain. I'm still in pain. I come home. All of my dogs, of course, are jumping on me because they haven't seen me in days. They're hollering. It was just awful. So I just basically wanted to calm down, chill out for a little while, and just be me and just chill, you know. So I'm now fine. I'm hurting. I will take the pain medicines when I'm supposed to, but and the antibiotics and everything, I have everything. He told me just to watch for fever and stuff like that. You know, my play practice is still going on. I'm not going to be there this week. I have a very wonderful assistant director who's going to be filling in for me this week throughout rehearsals. I have full confidence in her. So I'm basically just going to be laying around. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do. I know I'm not going to be able to live stream because this video is already 12 minutes long, and I'm already in a lot of pain just sitting here this long. But anyway, guys, feel free to text me, write me, whatever. I'll be happy to return your calls or whatever. Thank you to everybody who wrote me in the hospital, who texted me. Thank you to Debbie Davis and Susie Q and to Anna Banana and to everybody who made the videos for me, wishing me well and all that stuff. Thank you to everybody who did that. I love you guys so much. I'm okay for now. It's just all about now monitoring my fever and stuff like that so I don't wind up back in the hospital, because that's what happened to my mom. She got infected and then it turned into sepsis and she passed away. So that's what's in the back of my mind. So right now it's just what's best for me, you know. And of course, to top it all off, when I got home, my roommate had left the heat on, so my house was like 80 something degrees when I walk in here, so it's like super hot. So I'm just miserable. But anyway, I'm fine. I'm okay. I just wanted to thank everybody, let everybody know what's happening. I apologize. I look like crap, guys. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything, guys. I appreciate it. So I hope now everybody knows what happened. It was the scariest thing I've ever gone through in my life. I said to one of my actresses, if this is what having a baby feels like, Jesus, I don't ever want to have a child. Thank God I can't, because it was the most painful thing I've ever gone through. But I'm glad that I didn't go to bed like I planned to do, and that I went ahead and went on to the hospital, because I really think I would have probably, he said it probably would have ruptured overnight while I was asleep, and I probably could have died or something like that, or woke up to a really bad infection and not even known about it, because I didn't know. I thought I was constipated. So thank God the Lord was talking to me and got me in the right spot. I am off work for 2 weeks, and then I have to go back to light duty, so I'm not allowed to lift anything for 8 weeks. So we'll see from there. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for your concern. I love you guys. I'm going to go lay down now because I'm hurting so bad. Love you guys. Remember, hating is a disease. Some folks need to get well soon. Take care.